And then they took your phone?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your cell phone, what kind of phone was it?
iPhone XR.
iPhone XR?
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have that phone no more, it's gone.
I found it. It was, they had thrown it out. I found it on the Find My iPhone app.
Oh, okay. Where did you find it at?
It was like on Gibson.
So you found it off of Gibson, and do you remember where else?
No, that's all it told me was Gibson.
Fam we 91st message yo mate, I was just in your stream, not gonna lie. Fam we 90, the vibe was solid, I'll definitely come back.
Holy shit.
Fam we
Why
90,
is
let
this?
us connect on Discord.
Alright, there we go. Hoodlum 5. God damn it. Uh, uh, are you serious?
regret saying that. But also to be clear, at that point Rev was making a lot of like pro lolly defense videos, and YouTube was cracking down on that. And that was really what I thought at the time, that if someone would really bring light to that Rev was making super pro lolly videos, YouTube might take his channel down. Again, I shouldn't have said it or phrased it the way I did, but that is what I meant.
If I make a video roasting this dude on my main channel, YouTube will literally deplatform him. Like, YouTube actually watches my stuff, especially ever since I've been on the Some Ordinary podcast. YouTube has really been paying attention to like what we've been saying.
And yeah, I was rambling on a stream, and it was really stupid that I uploaded it on the other channel, for sure.
And I'll be honest, if I would make it...
But, this isn't calling somebody a pedophile. This was saying that a while ago, Rev was making a lot of very pro-lolly videos, and YouTube was cracking down on that. To be clear, that's what I was saying.
I just phrased it like an idiot. The video on him on the main channel, I do think he'd get taken down for either bullying or the whole weird pedo stuff.
But a few months later, he would claim YouTuber actively
Dude, that's not calling him a pedophile. Alright, dude.
suppressing him, which just contradicts his past claim, but he did apologize for this around 2 years later.
See that? Look at that! It comes around! And look, when I say something stupid, I'll tell you I said something stupid. Pretty straightforward about that. Some of the stuff that I said in my old stream that I foolishly uploaded on Nuxanor. And yeah, I was definitely out of pocket when I talked about Rev like 2-3 years ago. Whenever. True.
But with the Tiger situation, it wasn't done yet.
No.
As Tiger thought it wasn't
was
a
not
good
done
apology,
yet.
because Nux claimed privately they would publicly clear the slate regarding Tiger.
That is a lie. That's a lie. One of the things that went along, you phrased it like he was doing pedo stuff. I meant to phrase it like he was making videos, pro-lolly videos. That is what I thought I said.
Possibly with another video with Moist Critical, but
I never said I would do that. I never said I would make a video with Moist Critical clearing his name. I don't know how that narrative got out there, but I never said that.
Video or cleaning of the public slate never came.
I never said I would do that.
This guy Bungo Taiga, and I apologized to him privately that...
Let me be clear. Let me check exactly what he said. If I do a sequel with Charlie, I was planning on it.
If I do a sequel with Charlie...
Let me check exactly what he said. If I do a sequel with Charlie...
And this is a DM, this is a public statement, this is me talking to Tiger. If I do a sequel with Charlie...
I was planning on it. I'll try to clear the record more publicly. I'll also do more research. Again, I don't know right now, however, I'll try to rectify any extra damage I caused and hope you can accept my apology. This was in December 22nd, 2022. 2022.
Yeah, I said if I do another video with Charlie going over VTuber drama, I will rectify the record. I never made another video with Charlie going over VTuber drama. And yeah, no. I don't even think I did another, like, specific collab with Charlie, just me and Charlie on my channel. So no, that never happened. And yeah,
Comfortable there, buddy?
After I get into this whole controversy over this, Charlie's totally gonna want to do another one of these VTuber drama videos with me. Absolutely. After I got into a whole controversy with this. So, no bro, not true. This is propagated everywhere. I promised I was gonna do a thing, didn't do a thing, did do a thing.
He said he was gonna make a sequel video with Moist Critical.
No, I didn't. That's not true.
Video never came.
Now moving to 2020.
So anyway, just wanted to, yeah, anyway. I absolutely fucked up with what I said, for sure. But yeah.
24, Nux was still getting backlash for this mistake. People wanted him to
I still get backlash for that mistake.
take full accountability for this, with not just a pinned comment, not just a small segment on his podcast.
Small segment on the podcast got way more views than the small segment in the original video. Just want to make that clear.
And not just a
Again, I fucked up. Well, let's be honest.
private DM. And in 2024, he did apologize, saying it was the biggest fuck up of his career.
It was, I misspoke. I don't usually misspeak. So yes.
In a video where he goes over the unjust banning of VTubers on YouTube and mentions Tiger, who was also banned on the platform.
Yeah, Tiger's ban had nothing to do with me, by the way. It had nothing to do with me. People are like trying to say that because I said something 2 years earlier, and then 2 years later, Tiger got banned on YouTube, they blame me for it. That's so not my fault whatsoever, has nothing to do with me.
He does apologize for the situation, but
And Tiger blamed me for it. Now, Tiger has every right to hate me. So that's understandable. But nah, dude, that had nothing to do with it.
As he wasn't to blame for Tiger's deplatforming.
True, and I made a huge, without hyperbole, this was the biggest mistake of my career, and I am deeply, deeply sorry for spreading misinformation and for causing any undue hate to be sent Tiger's way. I am sorry for how I handled that, I'm sorry for how I said it. I have tried to do better since then, and I will continue to try to do better in the future.
No, he apologized.
Yeah, the original video, I definitely fucked up. I saw he was, Tiger was like commissioning lots of, like, was it lolly porn, shoujo porn, whatever it was? Like, and also there was a whole box on it, and I spoke without doing the proper research. And I fucked up for sure. And I apologized like 3 times for it, and I'm not apologizing for it again. I did my part.
Guys, again, it should all go away now, right? Not really. Don't view his apology as disingenuous. Comments around the same time, previously contradicting the private apology with comments on the podcast and in comment, so a lot of people thought all of his apologies he had made were just disingenuous anyway.
I get hit by lightning?
Stood up for small creators. I do. Especially when the small creators don't have sussy interactions in regards to minors.
And still to this day.
I don't see how that is at all a controversy, bro. That is not contradicting anything. Wait, let me get this straight. People think that because I fucked up in regards to Taiga and I apologize for my fuck up, that means I also need to suck him off whenever I can. No, I don't. With all due respect, I do not need to do that. What are you talking about?
This situation is levied against him. Now, Nook's, contrary to popular belief, wasn't to blame directly for Tiger.
Directly? I wasn't to blame at
You're
all.
good kitty.
You know what? I'll tell you what I did for this. I actually messaged my YouTube contacts specifically and showed them Taiga's deleted channel, trying to get them to reinstate his channel. They said they couldn't for nudity and sexual content. That has nothing to do with me at all.
Is deplatforming.
Oh, yeah, give me a
He
break,
was to
bro.
blame for the spread of allegations at the time, and
Yeah, 2 years earlier, and I apologize for that because I screwed up.
how he dealt with the situation, often apologizing, then going back on his word,
I didn't go back on my word. That part's not true.
and apologizing again.
Yeah, I apologized on the podcast, and then I thought that was enough. People didn't think that was enough, which is understandable. They wanted on my own channel. I get that. That makes sense. So I made an apology on my own channel as well, and that's it. That's it. And I meant it, because I did screw up. It was my biggest screw up, for sure. Absolutely.
He all around did not deal with the situation very well, and it did have an effect on his reputation.
No, that it definitely did. Deal with the situation. It was a very ugly situation. There was a lot of misinformation flying around, and I also screwed up, for sure.
Something the next controversy.
Okay, so he's getting into the next controversy. So he didn't include the one thing that I would have, I guess, liked him to include here. Well, let me just make sure I don't leak any shit. Let me try not to leak stuff here. Alright, where's the thing? I can't find the thing. Fuck. I found the thing. Alright.
I don't know. That's how I feel, I guess. I technically forgive you. I'm still deeply upset, and the damage may never be undone. I hope Charlie can be informed at some point, even privately, and I hope whoever you're informing for is next, whoever's telling you that I groomed my viewers into donating thousands, or that I'm a pedophile behind the scenes, I hope they aren't still your friend. But that's, of course, your prerogative, and I can't force you to reveal who's slandering you behind the scenes, although I have my guesses. I have a hunch. I think that's the end of it. I think that's it. That's all I've got to say.
Alright, so he did forgive me, which is something that I think is important to mention on a video calling for my for the most hated VTuber. Just want to make this clear. Alright? Again, let's keep I actually just say, look, I said something that I regret in a video. For sure. I messed up. Again, maybe I'm biased, but I don't think that I am the #1 guy that pushed the whole fucking allegations and shit and whatever. But I did screw up, so I'll take accountability for my screw up for sure.
The only a month later would also do. and would receive 10 times more
Oh yeah, dude, this was crazy.
attention than any of his past controversies.
Yeah, and also, by the way, I've been very careful since then. I've learned from my mistake. I've tried to be better. I have tried to be better since then, absolutely. And as far as I am aware, I've never slandered anybody else. Which is, I mean, look, I'm getting my just desserts for real. Hassan slanders me on his stream every single day right now. All right, Jaden controversy. This is my favorite controversy.
These were the most lukewarm scenario, and that.
Wait, you've got to be kidding me! Hold up. Pyro got 1 million views covering the Jaden situation. That's great.
Of his past controversies with the most lukewarm scenario, and that is the Jaden Animations situation. Now, most people know who Jaden Animations is. She makes animated videos, mainly storytime videos, and even herself later became a VTuber.
Oh my
This whole
God.
controversy boils down to Nux that just changed his type of content to mainly just reaction-based content, as many popular content creators do, like Asmongold and Pyrocynical, mounting ugly.
Ah! The
But people
slopping.
had a problem with Nux due to the fact he started reacting to Jaden, and
People had a problem with Nux because he started reacting to Jaden. Alright, yeah. Jaden Animations reaction. Alright? Well, let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Everyone reacts to Jaden! Everyone! Alright? Here's Cupcake reacting to Jaden, and Dr. Mike reacting to Jaden, and Cinepals reacting to Jaden, and Slimesicle reacting to Jaden. Everyone reacts to Jaden. Alright, let's make this clear for a second. Everyone reacts to Jaden. I'm glad we're on the same page. Keep going.
he would take the title or situation and involve himself in it. With a title like Me and Jaden had a good 10 years on YouTube, or Jaden
Now,
Animations.
to be clear, I want to make this clear again. Alright? Me inserting myself into Jaden Animations titles is because Jaden was making YouTube videos for 10 years. I was making YouTube videos for 10 years. This is the video where I react to her 10 years, and my thoughts on doing YouTube for 10 years. Jaden and I had a great 10 years on YouTube. Completely accurate.
Animations talks to me about dating. Or me and
I didn't say talks to me about dating.
Jaden forgot
I said talk to me about dating. Not the same thing.
to file
I thought it was very funny titles.
attacks
And the more people would get upset about it, the more I would do it, bro. It was so smart.
and the IRS founders, stuff like that.
True.
Who's we?
The memes were insane. You have no idea how much hate I got for this.
There is no we.
That was
It
awesome.
made it look like they were doing a collab of sorts, even though I don't think there's any recorded event of them interacting. But people were not happy with this, and a whole bunch of hate was sent to Nux, especially with the perceived reputation he already had. Someone made a fake response from Jaden, which many believed, essentially telling him to fuck off.
Yeah, not a real message. This got tens of millions of views, by the way.
Someone made a Google Chrome extension, which
I love this Google Chrome extension. The Nuxify Chrome extension adds me to thumbnails and changes the titles to Our Birds. Right, Pokemon sent us to Japan. This is the greatest fucking extension of all time.
adds him to every YouTube video,
Yeah.
and someone ratioed Mr. Beast with a meme, and
Drew! That just happened.
he took credit for it.
Of course I take credit for it. Of course I'm gonna take credit for it. Oh, I did, yes, absolutely.
People made
Of course! Jaden and I ratioed Mr. Beast.
video, and
So, to be clear, Invincible Season 3 peters out with a bad finale, whatever. And Mr. Beast is like, IGN just gives the opposite of the crazy thing. Mr. Beast inserted himself into the Invincible situation.
someone ratioed Mr. Beast with a meme, and he
So this guy posted this, saying goodbye Jaden and I at 10 years because I inserted myself into the Jaden animation situation, just like Mr. Beast inserted himself. And this ended up getting like 100,000 likes.
took credit for it. People made a Teen Titans Go reference with it, which was and Bumblebee, which he assumed meant it was just kids making fun of him.
No, the and Bumblebee thing was because Bumblebee inserted herself into situations. Getting canceled by Teen Titans Go children. True. True! I'm being canceled by toddlers! It's amazing!
Even though
Valid.
Teen Titans Go, yes, it is a bad sequel to Teen Titans,
True.
but it is pretty old now, and I think it aired quite a while ago when I was a toddler.
It's still airing! It is still airing, brother, I'm pretty sure. Is Teen Titans Go still airing? Yes! It is still airing. It's on season 8. So let's not make believe it's people that watched this when they were kids. No, it's retards still watching it today.
But people that didn't know who Nux was before this just thought he was the Jaden Animations guy now.
Yeah, the Jaden Animations stalker for titling videos that way. So to be clear, I titled lots of videos like that because I thought it was funny. Oompaville and I ended up in Mr. Beast drama. Oompaville and I destroyed Sniper Wolf. There was also a Ludwig and I, right? I did that one too. Right? Ludwig and I summarized the Johnny Depp trial. Right? Like, it was a popular titling scheme, okay? It was not like a J. It doesn't matter. Why am I even defending this? Who cares? This is hilarious.
Which I don't know if it's good PR or bad PR. But to be honest, he was just doing what every other React channel does.
True.
Albeit changing the title slightly. I don't know why he chose Jaden. He wasn't framed.
I didn't choose Jaden! I did this with other people too!
Any other titles like this.
I did! I just showed you! Oh my god. I literally did!
And he had already been doing it as far back as 2 years ago.
Cause it... Dude, I've been doing this with oh my god, dude, this is crazy. This narrative's insane.
But it was just reaction videos, which
But I did this with all other people as well. It's just a good title. Y'all hate the game.
many people watch.
They don't feel alone watching YouTube in their dark, dingy basement.
Bro.
Anyway, now the last controversy, yes, we're almost there.
Oh, hell
You
yeah.
know, I'd take
I feel like there are way more controversies that he didn't mention, but I approve of his, like, bullet points.
up a majority of your time, but let's be
This
honest.
one has to be the lolly one.
Honest,
Because that's the biggest, like, misrepresentation of anything ever.
That time playing War Thunder or Dead by Daylight wouldn't have been time well spent, now would it? So shut up. But the last one, and probably the most impactful, was basically surrounding Lolly. Now the topic of Lolly has been debated for years now, especially within the anime community. On one side you have people that argue Lolly characters in anime or VTubing is only an aesthetic thing, focused on characters that are small or have a specific body type.
Yeah, lolly means petite woman, basically, but that could... So the thing is, young-looking woman could include an adult-looking woman that looks young, but it could also include something that looks like a baby, right, with like a big head and like actual child baby characteristics. So the problem with the term lolly in general is that there is an incredibly wide range of what this could be used to describe. Like it could be described like Rebecca, right, who is technically a lolly for sure, but looks like a petite woman. And there's also lollies that actually look like children.
The example used by this side is Rebecca from Cyberpunk, which was a whole different controversy back then, but she did get absolutely balled on in the anime. And on the other side, people say they are depictions of children, and if you sexualize them, you are a predator.
So the problem is, there's a mix. That is the problem. The problem with lollies as a term is that it's describing many things. And children are childlike women, and also adult women that are petite are also lollies. So it's definitely a swinging scale for sure.
With the example, some anime characters seen in that light are underage. But
which again, My Hero Academia characters are underage, but they look like adults. Like it's definitely a weird blend.
How does this relate to Nux? Well, Nux was heavily against lolly publicly, saying along the lines, if you like lolly or sexualize it, you are a predator.
Yeah, so originally I made this tweet as a joke. Obviously it didn't work that well. Obviously it did not work out. When I was referring to lollies, I was referring to the lollies that look like children, like actual children. And while I'm not saying it makes you a pedophile, I am saying that it's weird. It is really weird if you're fucking attracted to characters that are drawn to look like babies.
However, many took a look back at Nux's history with some of the content and thumbnails, some of which have been deleted and changed over the years. Many cited he had straight up involved lolly sexually in his thumbnails or suggested such themes in his content.
So that was not lolly, whatever's being shown with the blurred screen right now. That's the I forget what it's called. The dog girl anime. Now, to be clear, I've corrected the record on this in the past. Over my years on YouTube, my stances have slightly changed, for sure. As I've recognized how dangerous the online world is for children, the more and more I actually see different individuals on the internet showing up and doing weird shit. I definitely worded things poorly, and I definitely made thumbnails and shit that I definitely regret. Absolutely. But yeah, anyway, that's about it, yeah.
Even at one
I've made videos on this in the past. I don't feel like I need to address anything right now.
point he had a series where he
Hey,
would
what's
straight
up?
show anime and to other influencers.
Yeah, but that wasn't Lolly. That's one of the. That was predominantly like just really cringy, weird shit that came out of Japan.
To get their reaction.
You have the same facial expression as Tom, bro.
Made us in jail.
What?
Yeah, so that was not Lolly, by the way. That was also not porn. He's wrong. Wait, hold up. So this Turkey Tom thing that he's showing right here.
Content. Even at one point he had a series where he would straight up show anime to other influencers to get their reaction.
You have the same facial expression as Tom, bro.
Whoever made us needs to be in jail.
So that was not porn. Just to be clear, that was called Inukai-san. It was an anime that aired, broadcasted publicly in Japan.
Yeah, I know what COD is.
Showing people weird shit that came out of Japan to get funny reactions. And I, to this day, do not think that
Damn it.
harmful videos.
Why can't I get access to the warehouse?
Again, my stance is on things have changed. It's not the kind of content I want to do anymore. It is not something that I am interested in doing right now at all. I've realized that the situation on the internet is definitely harmful to children, for sure, when it comes to a lot of people. But I want to make something very clear here because, again, I've said this before and I will say it again. There was an industry standard, all right? Listen, I don't want to be a broken record here and break this up every time. This is PewDiePie, the biggest fucking YouTuber in the world, or at least he was at the time. This is a video of him reacting to Boku no Pico. Boku no Pico. These are Shotas, the male version of lollies. They look like children. They're like 10 years old in the actual show, all right? This is porn. It's essentially an adult that comes and rapes these two kids, all right? That's basically what this fucking bullshit is. So when people come to me and be like, Dux, you made people react to weird shit in Japan, when this was the industry standard, it is disgusting. This is gross. Everyone, by the way, reacted to this. I am not the only one that did. First, I never did. PewDiePie's not the only one that did. Other people did. I never reacted to this because I thought it was too fucked up. I want to make this clear. I am the moral one here. I am moral. Y'all are the weird ones. This has 14 million views on the biggest channel on the platform. And
that's how I am.
if you look at general reactions, everyone reacted to this. These are the 4 biggest anime YouTubers at the time. They all did this collab reaction. Just want to make this clear, all right? For a second, this was an industry standard. Whatever you think about it.
What were we doing back then in those days of content? Jesus, even so hentai that was considered lolly to his fellow co-host.
It wasn't lolly, by the way. This one that everyone's harping on me for showing Buddha art, not lolly. Just want to make that clear. All right, I was not lolly at all. These were adult women. Or adult-looking women, whatever it is.
Buddha heart.
This is a hentai? First rule, hug your little sister every day.
Okay, it's fine. Okay, it's just hug her for at least 10 seconds. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, it's fine.
The third rule isn't any weirder, so you don't have to worry.
Now, by the way, these clips that I showed them, these were on YouTube. I was showing this to show you about how YouTube allows this content. That was the point.
Oh.
But he was mainly being called out for being a hypocrite due to the thumbnails and the videos. But what made things significantly worse at the time was the Ava Chris Tyson allegations.
Alright, nothing to do with me.
Ava was a supporter of Shadman, an infamous character online that drew NSFWR, and more notably drew NSFWR of Keemstar's daughter at the time, who was underage, which everyone viewed as disgusting.
It was fucking disgusting.
I ate jambalaya earlier. Yes, I did. I had jambalaya for lunch. I haven't eaten dinner yet. I'll probably eat something after I stream. I'm actually not that hungry right now, so.
A tiny part of the list. There is a massive list, okay, of anyone that ever interacted.
I'll probably just make some ramen or something. Kind of lazy today.
One of his tweets. I never had a relationship with him. I never knew him. We've never been friends or anything. I don't know why I became the target of this. Probably because I'm so famous and well beloved by my audience. People trying to take me down for reasons that they can't find.
And Nux was listed, where he previously included Shadman's art.
Notice that his screenshot is 15 minutes old because they changed the fucking art.
His thumbnails, which he did change a few days after the video was released a few years ago.
Remember the video that I talked about that had a Shadman art in the thumbnail and I changed it? And people kept saying that, no, I don't believe you that you changed the thumbnail back 3 years ago. You probably just changed it right now. Game of Thrones memes are fucked up. Last updated thumbnail, 11/24/2020. This stuff.
He asked him for a collaboration where Nux's excuse was he was going to make fun of him.
People are making this as some sort of, I am supporting him and I'm trying my best to become friends with Shadman. To be clear, at that time I didn't even know he did the Keemstar's daughter shit. Just want to make that clear. When I asked him to collab on Twitter, right, I had no idea he was doing the Keemstar's daughter thing. All I knew was basically every YouTuber on the planet was kind of friends with this guy. So yeah, I basically said, hey, wanna collab? And of course I was gonna troll him. I had Deji on. And I trolled the crap out of him.
For a collaboration where Nux's excuse was he was going to make fun of him.
Yeah, people are making this as some sort of, I am supporting him and I'm trying my best to become friends with Shadman, this monster. Which is fucking stupid if you know my content at all. True. I troll confront people when I collab the same way you do, talking to Keemstar, on LolCow, and if you watch my videos, you know that. I don't mind if you hate me, but at least hate me for the right reasons.
And at one point he even had direct contact with Shadman, where multiple videos resurfaced of him talking about DMs.
I'm trying to make contact with Shadman. You do realize that people could just message you on Twitter. That was my contact. He messaged me on Twitter, weird shit, and I made fun of him for it. How is this proof of friendship in any way? I know that's not what royalty is here is saying, but people take it that far. Kids, yes, I did 3 Nuxes on screen right now, that's horrifying. Get DM'd by Shadman every once in a while, back in the day, rarely. I would just wake up out of the blue and boom, I'd have a Shadman DM, and I would literally make fun of him for those DMs later. True! That's a weird, yeah, and
That's a way to start a sentence.
That's a way to start a sentence. And he has some interesting takes on Gardevoir.
You can keep them. I don't think I need to hear them.
Yeah, they're weird. Dude, honestly, it was the weirdest conversation I've ever had in my life. Like, through DMs. I didn't speak to him, like, voice, but it was the weirdest conversation I've ever had.
And even one video where he says he doesn't want to get him in trouble.
Shadman once, it was the weirdest interaction of my life. Like, that dude may actually open up the DMs. Let me see if I can find anything funny he said. Oh my god, I can't even read you most of this. I can't even, oh my god, I literally can't read any of this to you. I really want to show them to you, but I don't want to, like, show you anything that I can't reveal. Like, I don't want to actually get him in trouble. It's just, like, yeah.
But Nux clarifies he never knew about
I have no idea what that's supposed to prove at all.
Keemstar Shadman
Freak messaged me on Twitter, and?
thing. Now, it's been unclear if Nux was ever going to actually roast Shadman if he did a video with him, or if he truly
that never happened, so no one could know.
Didn't know about what Shadman was doing.
I had no idea. No idea about the Keemstar's daughter thing.
But the fact he had direct contact with someone like Shadman, many still viewed as incriminating.
It's incriminating! He was messaged by a freak on Twitter. Woo! Get him, boys!
Even though in his own words, he was just making fun of him.
I was!
His response,
you could literally watch any of my videos when I talked about that. He messaged me.
He also said he regrets a lot of his previous content and the involvement of Lolly in them. And he has always been against Lolly.
It wasn't a review of LollyCon. That's obviously bad faith. Yeah, I never did that. Probably one of the most bad faith ways to twist what actually happened I've ever heard. Now, I have said in the past, and I'll say it again, I do regret making a lot of those old videos. I have literally always been against the lolly. I made old videos where I found, like, crazy hentai, and I showed them to people for shock value. These hentai videos are on YouTube also, and I reacted to a YouTube video being like, this is crazy that this came out of Japan and is literally on YouTube. So, anyway, it was a little wild. I invited a lot of people to the call. Obviously, no one thought it was weird. People had eyeballs. I think everyone thought that the content was weird.
A lot of this controversy just boils down to Nux saying he hated something, but he was involving it in his content and was actively...
But first of all, me saying that I'm against... Dude, there are so many terms here that are being thrown around, man. I don't even know where to, like, begin.
Showing it to people, and he also shouldn't have had ties with someone making terrible NSFW art, even if he was going to make fun of him.
I'm against the idea, and I think it's really weird if people are sexually attracted to lollies that look like babies. I think that's freaking weird. I still to this day do. I do. That's it.
Now this is where the controversy stood for some time, but then the post-Nux clarity...
Making fun of shit that comes out of Japan is not a contradiction at all of me thinking it's weird if you're sexually attracted to lolly babies. It's weird! Again, I should have never insinuated that is being a pedophile actual, but I think it's fucking weird.
Hit for Mudaha a few months later, which, to give him credit, is a good title.
Great title! Post-Nux Clarity is the greatest title of a video canceling me of all time.
But Mudaha made a video basically saying he was distancing himself from Nux. due to some feedback he got from Reddit.
And Hassan, by the way. This is, thank you, Hassan Piker, absolute piece of shit.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna make the jalapeno cheddar brats for dinner. I forgot I had those.
Boy, that's our guy. He's the guy that came out there and targeted Mudahar and was like, you watch our lolly hentai with nuts, kind of shit.
But to go back to it, Nuxtaku is a former collaborator, a former friend of mine, and I mean really a former friend of mine, because some of the stuff that I've seen over here is disgusting enough that I really can't continue a friendship, and I really can't, like, again, excuse some of my behavior watching some of this content.
He said they had no more business relations and they were no longer friends due to things like the Tiger situation, the Shadman situation.
Well, to be honest, when Muda made this video, he basically pulled up every old controversy of mine to try to really get me for it. Because I don't think even he thought that I was a bad guy when he made this video, and I think he needed to convince himself that I was a bad guy. Because of the pushback he's been getting from, like, Hassan people. Let me see if I can find the fucking Hassan clip that started. Yeah, this is the clip that I think really pushed the little pebble down the mountain. Alright?
Apparently, some of them even, maybe not neo-Nazis, but some YouTubers even sit around and do reviews of child porn. Drawn child porn. Hentai. Lolicon. That's how little YouTube gives a shit about their own terms of service. You know, Mudahar should know that. Seemingly, he participated in a review of Lolicon himself.
Right, so this is essentially him calling Mudahar a pedophile for That's essentially what Hassan did here. The largest leftist political streamer of all time. By the way, in case you're curious, this is the lolly that everyone's freaking out about. This is the lolly porn that everyone's talking about. Y'all are crazy if you think that this is a lolly.
What the hell happened to both of them?
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Miss me with that. But anyway, so this is obviously insane. Now, he's talking about terms of service while he supports terrorists. So y'all crazy. Y'all insane. Y'all wild on this one, for real. I am innocent of all charges. I find myself innocent of everything. I think he pushed this down the hill, and at that point, Muda kind of he felt pressured by shit like that, and comments on Reddit and stuff to make this video. And again, I have no enemies. I spoke to him after he uploaded the video, he took it down, he apologized. We're good now. We are good.
And the lolly involvement, which he had some part in and showed remorse for it.
But in this situation, I just wanted to provide you the context of all of this, right? This wasn't us sitting together watching Loli, just on like the off time. This is a collaboration for one of Nux's main channel videos. And at the time, really nobody thought about it.
Well, that's it. I'm innocent of all charges. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Innocent of everything. Badger Toes, thanks for the sub. Literally innocent on everything. Bro, you're gonna sit here and you're gonna say that, oh my god, I can't believe I blindsided people with... No one got blindsided with anything, alright? But I'll be honest here. Hassan, largest leftist political streamer on the planet, one of the biggest content creators out there, if he calls you a pedophile, that means he's, agitating hundreds of thousands of people to call you a pedophile. And if hundreds of thousands of people call you a pedophile, it feels fucking terrible. I would know. Hassan calls me a pedophile all the time. He's a liar. We know that. But that's what happens, bro. Welcome to the internet. It happens. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't have a thick enough skin to stand up for what they actually believe in when they're being called a pedophile by a million people on the internet. So again, no hard feelings towards Mudahar, by the way, just to be clear here.
But it really did blindside me. There was a fight.
No, he wasn't blindsided, but no hard feelings to Mudahar. Really, for real. That's why I never made a specific reaction to the thing. Again, he spoke to me privately. We're good. We're totally good.
Yes.
Hassan is a piece of shit here, for sure. And the people that peddle like the slanderous narratives online, like they suck too. But absolutely.
Call it, friendship bias. Call it, there was other creators working on it, but really it was something that I was putting up a blind spot to, and I'm not using that as an excuse. I really shouldn't have done that collaboration, and I really shouldn't have watched that content, and in any way contributed to normalizing it.
And he went on to say he didn't know about Nux's content, and he was naive to some of the things he took part in. But in this video, he was basically taking accountability for his involvement, but then deleted the video, citing he was overreacting.
Because he was overreacting. He was, I think, manipulated, and obviously, you know, a lot of people out there calling you a pedophile for no reason. It's stressful as fuck, for sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, he took down the last video because it was a bad video. Because it turns out I was kind of innocent on all charges here, it seems.
And he apologized to Nux, and they are still friends.
The craziest thing is watching. Alright, whatever. I'll leave my thoughts at the end of the video. Buddha deleted his video, posted a community post, and then called me. And apologized.
Many thought this was disingenuous of Mu'ah taking accountability, then walking it back, and he did receive a lot of flack for this, many citing that wearing the Christian medallion was giving off some gamma radiation and probably skewed his judgment due to this. And many said he was just throwing Nux under the bus, who was supposedly his friend, so he didn't have to deal with the Reddit hate. Mu'ah probably should have thought a lot more about this before making the video, but the two of them made up anyway apparently. But the fallout of this video was a lot of the previous stuff being brought up again against Nux, and other people like Chud Logic were affected when they were told contradicting things by Mu'ah and reported on it.
My boots have been pissed on, and I've been told that it's raining, right? It is 100% without question that Mu'ah did say to me, okay, he did say to me that it was ending because of Nux targeting the Shaman connection, and then later changed.
Yeah, and Mu'ah was wrong. He was wrong. I think he was feeling a lot of pressure, and he said wrong things on other people's streams also. It was... Again, I'm not trying to trauma dump here, because I don't actually care at this point. We're good, and everything's fine. But Mu'ah was feeling a lot of pressure by other people canceling. Like, I'm telling you, this is the shit that they do. People know that the stuff that they say about me, it's not going to get to me. They do know that. So what they do instead is they go after my friends. And Mu'ah was getting a lot of hate and a lot of heat, and I think he caved. And it was definitely shitty.
But overall, a lot of content creators before the Post-Nux Clarity video and after did start to distance themselves from Nux.
I love me some chaos now. I do! It was a pretty rough moment there.
So in conclusion, does Nux deserve the reputation
All right, let's go.
Looking at all the controversies, he tried to do the right thing with the V Shoujo situation, and the Jaden Animations thing was just kind of a joke. But due to his own actions, like contradicting himself at times or going back on what he says and taking no accountability, except for sometimes he...
When did I go back on what I say and take no accountability? I don't even know.
Years later, it has led to a lot of people hating him, so yes, he does somewhat deserve that title, mostly due to his past controversies and the...
His conclusion is I deserve the title. No!
...public perception of him. But in the present, I predict we probably won't see any more dramas from Nux.
There's so much drama for the last month.
I'm probably wrong. Now,
yeah, you're probably wrong.
But his dude is just reacting to politics and Adventure Time, and yes, he does get a lot of hate for his political takes, but I'm in no way political or have any knowledge on politics.
Fair enough.
But yeah, that's all I want to say, and bye-bye.
Yeah, in conclusion, it was a pretty good video. It was a pretty good video. I'm not gonna lie. It was a pretty good video. I have no complaints. I think he did a good job. He's being extra for the drama. I approve. In conclusion, I regret the Taiga thing, which I apologize for, and Taiga forgave me for. But I absolutely fucked up about that for sure. And I am innocent on all other charges. Thank you so much for being here. People hated Jesus because he told the truth. Classic Jew moment, am I right, guys? Classic. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, I regret some of my old thumbnails, but I wouldn't say that's like some huge mistake. I think that was like the overall YouTube system being fucked, for sure. Like PewDiePie reacting to Boku no Pico is worse than anything I have ever done by this metric. So, anyway, in conclusion, innocent on all charges. I've definitely grown and matured a lot over my 10 years on YouTube, and I'm gonna keep doing what I do because Nux stamp of approval on my own career. I approve of my career. God, I'm based. God, I love when people make videos about me and I see how based I am in reality. Fuck yeah, dude. So anyway, I reacted to the hit piece just like you wanted. Dude, there's so much more context on like certain instances, but yeah. Listen, royalty is here. You already made 3 videos on me. For your 4th video on me, for the love of God, reach out first, please. I'll give you more shit. I'll give you the inside shit. Come on, man. For the 4th video, man. All right. Anyway, this was a fun video, all in all. I think you did a pretty good job. I can't blame him for not having all the context because obviously only I who see it through my eyes get all the context. And also I saw the comment sections on like Tectone's video and Smuggalana's video, and comments are fucking awesome. Turns out I'm awesome and based. The solution is I'm awesome and based. And people hated me for I spoke the truth. Thank you for being here. I am, in fact, the humblest, most accountable person that actually does not give a fuck if you cancel me, if I don't agree with the reasons why you're canceling me. Thank you for being here, and stay weird, fam. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam. Iran says there will be no deal and tried to bomb one of our boats and the boats of a French person. Trump said there will be no Iran. And then Iran said, okay, let's make a deal. It's pretty diabolical stuff. Insane things happening today. And that's why you get the deep dives on all the things here on the channel. From geopolitics to woke woman downfalls. It's all here. Definitely subscribe. The Donald made the following tweet. Today, an Iranian-flagged cargo ship named Toska, nearly 900 feet long and weighing almost as much as an aircraft carrier, tried to get past our naval blockade, and it did not go well for them. Why? The U.S. Navy-guided missile destroyer USS Spruance intercepted the Tusk on the Gulf of Oman and gave them fair warning to stop. The Iranian crew refused to listen, so our Navy ship stopped them right in their tracks by blowing a hole in their engine room. Right now, U.S. Marines have custody of the vessel. The Toska is under U.S. Treasury sanctions because of their prior history of illegal activities. You know, the terrorists. We will have full custody of the ship and are seeing what's on board. President Donald J. Trump. This is what we call FAFO. Under the current blockade over Iran, which is more devastating to Iran than the actual bombing, which is pretty diabolical, they are losing around $400 to $500 million a day by the fact that they can't export any oil. The Strait of Hormuz, which every internet dipshit on the planet was talking about how, oh my god, I can't believe Trump didn't undertake her out, that they were going to go to the Strait of Hormuz. Trump has been totally outplayed. Well, the Strait of Hormuz is open to literally everyone except for Iran, who is gargling in their own blood, slowly dying a very painful and entertaining death. They tried to get something past the blockade because that's their only lifeline, and well, let's just say Donald Trump was not Donald bluffing. Alright, as you can see, this is a video of U.S. forces firing into an Iranian-flagged vessel after it violated a maritime blockade of the Arabian Sea. Alright, a lot of people are like, oh,
come on.
Trump has the right to do this. Who's gonna stop him? Who's gonna stop him? That's right. That's why he has the right to do it. Under international law, which just basically means whatever the fuck Donald Trump wants to do, this is perfectly valid. You can see, there it is. There's a little ship. It's doing its thing. A little bit of smoke coming out.
Motor Vessel Toska. Motor Vessel Toska. Vacate your engine room. Vacate your engine room.
Oh, that was nice.
Prepare to subject you to disabling fire.
Hey guys, leave the engine room or it will get ugly. We gave them advance warning. And where's the kaboom? Damn. Yeah, and disabling fire happened and kaboom. And that's it. And we took the ship. And it's ours now. That's just how it works. I know people are saying, but you can't just take things that other people... Yes, you can actually just take things that other people have. But that's called stealing. It says in the Bible that I don't believe it at all because I'm an atheist. Thou shalt not steal. Well, it also says in the Bible that you capture your enemy's shit after defeating them in war. Yeah, and that's just how the world works, whether you like it or not, unfortunately. Every woke Jew and fake Christian on the planet loves trying to abuse and mutilate your own ideologies against you. Well, all you have to do is understand your faith better than they do, which isn't very hard. Joshua 8:2, you shall do to Ai and its king as you did to Jericho and its king, except that you may carry off their plunder and livestock for yourselves. Set an ambush behind the city. Joshua 11:14. The Israelites took for themselves all the plunder and the livestock of these cities, but all the people they put to the sword until they completely destroyed them. They left no survivors. All right, because the war doctrine of the Bible, as it states in Deuteronomy 20:10, When you march a city to attack, make its people an offer of peace. If they accept and open their gates, all the people in it shall be subject to forced labor and shall work for you. If they refuse to make peace and they engage you in battle, lay siege to the city. When the Lord your God delivers it into your hand, put to the sword all the men in it. As for the women, the children, the livestock, and everything else in the city, you may take these as plunder for yourselves. What I'm trying to say is, don't let them manipulate you with empathy and bullshit. I feel like there's a huge op from illiterate retards around the world trying to explain to you how actually it's totally not valid to defeat your enemies in war. And they try to hit you with all these moral soliloquies. The reality is, when you go to war with the enemies, you go to war to win. I'm not saying it's good to always be going to war and shit, but if the war starts, you win. That's how it works. And you win by either them dying or them surrendering. Those are the two options. Now, before we get too deep into the chaos, 3,000 years ago, it was promised to me that I would be able to introduce you to Outskill. Outskill is an AI-focused education platform designed to help you apply AI in your work. And it's already impacted over 10 million people across 100-plus countries. And the best part? It's completely free. So you can explore, learn, and see real value. Outskill's 2-day live AI mastermind is happening this weekend, 16 hours from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. EST on Saturday and Sunday, designed for a global audience with a well-suited time. It condenses the experience of 100-plus practitioners from companies like NVIDIA and Microsoft who've witnessed and built through the AI boom. Their main focus is to make you AI independent, to understand exhaustion gaps in AI space, and keep you up to date to increase your earning potential through just implementing AI. In just 16 hours, here is what you'll master: building AI agents that plan, execute, and report for you, automating workflow that runs even while you sleep, connecting tools like Sheets, Notions, etc. to create profitable systems, using AI to save hours every week and get an unfair advantage at work. You will also go back with free bonuses with $5,000 approximately, which includes an amazing AI prompt Bible, a personalized AI toolkit builder, and even a roadmap to gain profit through AI that will top your AI learning experiences with them. Also, right now, just by registering, you will get access to their exclusive AI survival hackbook, which itself will keep you informed of all the major AI shifts happening around. They have a great 4.9 out of 5 rating on Trustpilot and an impressed array of learners. Just click that link in the description or scan the QR code and stay updated by joining their WhatsApp community before the big blast. It is the ultimate clearing center. Now back to the chaos. Iran could have avoided this war. All they needed to do was not be committing acts of terrorism for the last 47 years, trying to assassinate the president of the United States multiple times, and try to develop nuclear weapons to obliterate us. And yes, there's new evidence that they were actually building nukes. They could have avoided it. They didn't, and now they're going to either die or surrender. There's no option in between. All right, just in, Iran launches drone attack towards US.
It's going all right.
Huge mistake trying to
It's
military ship.
I'm moving a little slow.
From China to Iran.
I'm having trouble getting into the. I gotta get my level up so I can get into the warehouse. This one over here.
Factory linked to Iran's shipbuilding and industry reportedly went up in smoke. The cause is unclear. No one knows. There's a ceasefire. It wasn't us. What are you talking about? Who knows? Who knows who did this? I don't, that's for sure. Every libtard on the planet. But Obama made a deal. The Iranians pinky promised they weren't going to build a bomb. Now, here's the craziest part. The Democrats, the actual people in power, the Congress people, the retards, etc., they are still, to this day, trying to lie about the fact that Iran is actually trying to build nuclear weapons.
You need to get Iran back to the place that they agreed to in 2015-16.
But they fucking lied, Baldo. Like, so this is the Democrat position. It's like, oh, we just need to make them pinky promise, and we already had that under Obungus. President Barunkus Hussein Obungus already got them to pinky promise. Trump fucked it all up, didn't he?
That they would never seek to acquire or develop nuclear weapons.
Except they lied.
Agreed to that.
Oh, they agreed. That's nice, but they lied. They had highly enriched uranium.
Trump tore that up. You need to.
Oh, Trump tore it up. Yeah, but they lied. So that's the craziest part. This is a senator who's just openly lying on the mainstream media to essentially convince people that Iran
never tried to lie or build a nuke? Here we have Nick Fuentes. I always find this shit so unbelievable. When Charlie Kirk died, Trump said he doesn't love his enemies, he hates them. On Easter, Trump didn't celebrate the resurrection, but threatened a genocide, which, by the way, made them surrender and make a peace deal. So, just saying. Now Trump compares himself to Jesus Christ and declared war on the church. Right? He never declared war on the church. He is the Antichrist in league with Israel. Now, I love these, personally. I love these tweets. I think they're always very funny. Hitler didn't go far enough to gas the Jews violently and grind all brown people into a fine paste, burning them alive in an active volcano and consuming their charred flesh. 1488 Sig Heil Groiper, when Trump is a meanie online. See, I always find it the funniest thing in the world. You have all these, like, Hitler-hailing guys on the internet being like, oh, Hitler was so fucking cool. Trump made a mean tweet. It's like, you can't even take this shit seriously. Iran rejects participating in a second round of peace talks with the United States. And then we bombed their ship, and then they agreed. UAE official says over 90% of Iran's targets were civilian infrastructure. And yes, we know, they're terrorists. A French ship was damaged by warning shots in the Strait of Hormuz. Oh, well, that sucks for you guys, I guess. Damn, that really sucks. And the craziest part is, one of Iran's large homies over there in the Middle East is Hezbollah, an Iranian-backed terror cell operating in Lebanon. And here we have Antonio Guterres, complete fucking retard in the UN. I strongly condemn Saturday's attack on the UN French person, during which one French peacekeeper was killed and another 3 was injured. Who killed him? Saturday? I condemn Saturday's attack.
Alright.
Damn it, Saturday. I can't believe you killed that French peacemaker. I said my notes with the family and friends and colleagues following peacekeeper, blah, 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 yada, yada. This is the 3rd incident in recent weeks. Death of peacekeepers. Who's killing them? Who's killing them, bro? He attacked Mustafa, actually, Mr. whatever, and then he even edited. This is after editing the tweet. After editing the tweet, as you can see, this says 600,000 likes and 1,000 likes. 600, 100, like that's really bad. That's a bad ratio. 600,000 views, 1,000 likes. And the reality is because Hezbollah killed them, the terrorists, except the UN is pro-Islamic terrorists. So the UN is actually running defense for Hezbollah. Alright? The terrorists is pathologically incapable of saying Hezbollah. You can't admit it exists. Because that means 2 things. 1, the UN failed, right? Because there's actual terrorist organizations wandering around. And 2, Israel has a reason to fight in Lebanon, you know, because of Hezbollah. So therefore, when you have a French guy, a French peacekeeper, and it's honestly sad, tragic that this guy was killed by a terrorist, all right? And then the actual government can't even find it within themselves, like the UN and all these people that supposedly care about this shit, right? They can't even find it within themselves to name the perpetrator, you know, the terrorist organization that killed him. At this point, omitting Hezbollah is an oversight, it's policy. Mind-boggling how Antonio Guterres can post about a Hezbollah terror attack in Lebanon without mentioning his perpetrator. It's like reviewing Jaws and not mentioning sharks. It's insane. Now, you thought that was bad. Well, don't worry. Faggot extraordinaire, gay retard, Emmanuel Macron decided to show a president of France. Sergeant Chef Florian Montorier, the 75th General Uniform
Fucking only 9 in the morning.
His retard accent, it was very bad. It's hard. Extends to their families, our soldiers and our military personnel engaged in peace in Lebanon. Everything suggests that the responsibility lies with Hezbollah. Yeah, the fucking terrorist organization. France demands the Lebanese authorities immediately arrest the perpetrators. It's a fucking terrorist organization that takes responsibility. What are we even doing? Like, these guys are so unbelievably pathetic. It's unreal how pathetic these guys are. This is an Iranian-backed terror organization that killed one of your people. You make this entire statement basically saying, man, I really hope Lebanon starts telling terrorists to stop doing terror attacks, even though they've been operating in their country for the last 40 years. And while he's doing this with one hand, with the other hand, he's condemning Trump for getting involved in some sort of conflict when an Iran-backed terrorist killed a French peacemaker. And the best part of it all is he doesn't do fucking anything about it. This entire tweet, I'm really sad this terrorist killed the guy. I'm gonna do fucking nothing, actually. Hezbollah killed a French soldier. France plans on doing nothing in response. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. But these people are like actual pussies. It's unreal. All right, now for those of you paying attention to how the terrorist regimes in the Middle East have been doing, all right? You know, remember how everyone was talking about how like there's a starvation in Gaza, and Gaza they're all starving. Well, the numbers are in, and since they started the ceasefire, 600 trucks per day, on average, 1.5 million plus tons of food, 650,000 plus tents, 70,000 tons of hygiene supplies, 12,000 tons of medical equipment, 6,500 trucks of winter supplies went into Gaza. There is no starvation. It was never a thing. There was never a genocide. People, you need to literally shut the fuck up. It's like it's unreal, right? They hate everything that America touches, or that Israel touches, because, I mean, everyone views Israel as an extension of American power. Now, the craziest part is 600-700 square kilometers have been taken from Hezbollah into Lebanon. As you can see, this is all Lebanon. This is the border between Lebanon and Israel. And as you can see, they took a couple of, they made a red line where they said, all right, we're taking this area. All right, Hezbollah has been existing over here for a very long time. We've been shooting missiles into Israel for a very long time. And we're tired of it. So we're just taking this area. And to prove how unprecedented this is, Hezbollah agreed to a ceasefire anyway, because Trump was going to fucking kill all of them. And the Israeli military was doing a really good job cleaning them out. You know, the Lebanese government could have dealt with Hezbollah for the last 40 years, and they decided they didn't want to do that. That's a Lebanon problem. And you know that the reason why Hezbollah is backing down is because Trump is threatening Iran big time. So that just proves how unbelievable our winning is. Now, the IDF has been releasing Hezbollah body cam footage, revealing how the terrorist organization stages and films propaganda videos, which is crazy. It's crazy that they do this. It's actually wild. Now they sit there, they're all prepared, they're ready to go, they do their whole thing, they get the camera crew there. Alright, now scream Allahu Akbar, they take the children and they dress them in their terrorist outfits. Alright, Syria released footage of them seizing and arresting Hezbollah operatives and their equipment. But this is a whole new Middle East, and Trump is doing it through bombing a couple of retards in Iran. Syria out there? Syria? Disarming Hezbollah? Oh my god. Now, Hamas, another Iranian-backed terror organization, which everyone seems to have forgot existed, Hamas is currently trading rice and sugar for raping the widows of other Palestinians. That's right. They have a brand new policy. You want food? You must let us rape you now. Again, it's Hamas, terrorist organization. You'll remember them because Hassan Piker supports them. But, like, literally, look at what's going on. This is the Daily Mail. This is like a left-wing news. Gaza's women break silence. Exclusive. Women living under Hamas rule describe how they're sexually abused by the terror group fighters. They are literally gang raped in exchange for being given food. And as I already showed you, there is a butt ton of food going into Gaza right now. Alright, there is no starvation. Alright, so all this food goes into Gaza, it gets grabbed by the terrorist organization, and then the terrorist organization only gives it to widows and women in general if they let themselves get gang raped in exchange. Like, this is the brutal bullshit that we need to be dealing with, and we need to be lectured by.
Alright, I'm gonna run and get something to drink right quick.
Apparently there was an Iran-directed terror plot in Azerbaijan, which was just foiled as well. It's pretty wild watching it happen all the time. Like, again, the leftists are in the streets screaming that we're not allowed to be fighting Iran, and they are morons. They're rooting for Iran. Well, let's see what Iran policy is.
This regime, these Islamists, they believe that if a woman is killed and she's a virgin, she goes to heaven. So what they do is they will gang rape her before they execute her. And it's just mind-boggling to me, this Elizabeth Banks sitting comfy in a little cushy couch on a podcast with her hair slicked back, talking about how could anyone vote for Donald Trump.
Yeah. Donald Trump is such a bad guy. He's a war president. He's the Antichrist. He's so bad. He's so evil. He's bombing these innocent people that gang rape women before executing them so they don't go to heaven. Like, what are we even doing here? Now, the truth of the matter is, Iran is in absolute shambles right now. You know, one day they say they're not willing to do a ceasefire, then we bomb one of their boats, and then the blockade actually works. And then, oh yeah, we'll do a ceasefire actually.
Well, the Iranian command and control and government is in absolute disarray because of the devastating attacks across its leadership.
But I was told that Iran was winning the war by Pakistan.
You're right. You heard the Iranian foreign minister say it's open, and then the IRGC step in and say, no, it's closed. Regardless, it's
like complete disarray.
The blockade, the U.S. Navy, and President Trump, who's ultimately deciding what gets in and out. So he has completely turned the tables on Iran's attempt to hold the entire world's economies hostage.
That's right. You want to block the Strait of Hormuz? Well, I'll blockade your blockade, motherfuckers. Even CNN forced to admit it, bro.
The United States produces more oil than we consume.
Oh my God. This is crazy. CNN, who by the way has been saying that Iran is winning the war the whole time.
Net exporter of oil to the world, and we're by far and away the world's largest net exporter of natural gas. We definitely want energy from everywhere we can get it. We're driving nuclear forward in the Trump administration. But in the last 20 years, the world spent $10 trillion on wind, solar, and batteries.
On green shit, on woke energy. And just like everything else, woke, it makes you go broke. It's trash.
It hasn't made it to 3% of global energy, and it's just
spending trillions on woke bullshit that doesn't work. And now we drill, we have oil, we have Iran by the balls. We're absolutely dominating them. Breaking, the White House declared a media lid at 3 p.m., which means something crazy is happening, and something crazy happening. Trump says Iran deal to be signed today in Pakistan. Again, who knows what actually happens, but what I do know is that these guys definitely want to make a deal. Because after Iran decided to fire a couple of bullets at our ships, remember when I told you, big mistake, never touch our boats? Never touch our boats. You know, they shot some French ships, they shot at our ships. Now then they rejected peace talks. Well, Trump made this tweet. Iran decided to fire bullets yesterday in the Strait of Hormuz, a total violation of our ceasefire agreement. Iran firing bullets. It's so over, bro. It's so over. They touched our boats. Many of them were aimed at a French ship and a freighter for the United Kingdom. That wasn't nice, was it? Oh my God! Right, just to understand, like, we made a ceasefire with them, we won't bomb them, they won't bomb us. They shot a French guy, and Trump's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's not like Macron is gonna do anything about it. Whoa, I am here. That wasn't very nice. My representatives are going to Islamabad, Pakistan. They will be there tomorrow evening for negotiations. That's today. Iran recently announced that they were closing the strait, which is strange because our blockade already closed it. They're helping us without knowing, and they are the ones that lose with the closed passage. $500 million a day. The United States loses nothing. In fact, many ships are headed right now to the U.S., Texas, Louisiana, and Alaska to load up compliments to the IRGC. Always wanting to be the tough guy. We're offering a very fair and reasonable deal, and I hope you take it because if they don't, the United States is going to knock out every single power plant and every single bridge in Iran. No more Mr. Nice Guy. Oh my God. They'll come down fast, they'll come down easy, and if they don't take the deal, it will be my honor to do what has to be done, what should have been done to Iran by other presidents for the last 47 years. It's time for the Iran killing machine to end. President Donald J. Trump. That is huge. And now all of a sudden they want to make a deal. Like, look at this flip talking movie part. It's honestly incredible. It's like these guys are so gutsy and ballsy when they're raping female prisoners before executing them. And then they shoot a bullet at a French ship. They figure nothing's gonna happen, and then Trump drops this fucking nuke. Everyone's like, oh my God, is Trump threatening civilian infrastructure? Is Trump making a threat? Oh my God. Like, literally, these people scream death to America all the time. They're trying to develop nukes to kill us. Can you literally chill the fuck out? This is a tweet, for crying out loud. He made a tweet. Like, dude, this man makes a tweet, and everyone's like, he's a war criminal. He made a tweet. Oh, the Iran rapists, terrorists, pedophile murderers that have massacred 40,000 people, whatever. That's true, actually. We don't even know. So this is massive. You know, a lot of people saying that Trump got into this war for Israel and stuff. Trump wanted to debunk that rumor. Israel never talked me into war with Iran. The results of October 7th added to my lifelong opinion that Iran could never have a nuclear weapon did. I watch and read the fake news, pundits and polls in total disbelief. 90% of what they say are lies and made-up stories. And the polls are rigged, much as the 2020 presidential election was rigged. Just like the results of Venezuela, which the media doesn't like talking about. True, by the way. That was a magnanimous W. Remember when Tucker Carlson said, oh my God, Trump is attacking Venezuela? Venezuela? We're going to lose out. The results of Iran will be amazing, and if Iran's new leaders who these days are smart, Iran could have a greater presence in the future. I feel bad for Trump, man. I really do. This dude managed to survive getting vilified, almost killed, almost imprisoned, obliterated by that and fake news over there. And then finally, he actually manages to win his next election, and now the fake news is coming from, like, the retards that are paid off by Pakistan and whatever other fucking shithole.
Now, to be clear, I wouldn't consider this a regime change, personally. I think it's kind of still the same regime, even though it's technically different people. And while I definitely think Israel does gain advantage by the fact that this war is taking place, that's, I think, just because we have similar enemies. And I think this war was never about Israel. I think this war was ultimately about America. We have proof from libtard, like, retard audiences, 60 Minutes and shit like that, ABC, or the UN, they all admit that Iran had 60% enriched uranium. They all admit that Iran was attempting to build a nuclear weapon. They all admit that they assassinated Trump multiple times and they massacred tens of thousands of their own people. Like, these are evil chuckle fucks that would do anything in their power to destroy us whenever they gain the ability. So my position has been from day one and still is to this day, if you know that inevitably you're going to need to obliterate those motherfuckers, do it when they're weak as shit. Do it now, when we're strong, and they're fucking pathetic and gay. The leftist position, as I showed you earlier, is, well, yeah, we believe that they are developing nuclear weapons, but you have to wait for them to use them in order to come. Do not fall for the psyop, all right? We were at war now for like 40 days with no boots on the ground, all right? This is a honestly monumental achievement, and we'll see where it goes. But don't let the dipshits and the retards psyop you, all right? Because this is massive, and, well, ultimately, I guess time will tell if Iran will keep its bridges and power plants. Don't fuck with the Donald. Now, things are actually happening, but you have to open your eyes to see the lefty policy. The quite literally communist Bolshevik revolution that's happening right under our own toenails, while the dipwads argue about, you know, which foreign country is actually secretly controlling Trump this week. All right, so Marco Rubio made this tweet, and it's awesome. The Trump administration continues to make our nation and region safer and stronger. Today, I'm taking steps to impose visa restrictions on 75 individuals who are family members or close associates of persons linked to the Sinaloa cartel, sanctioned under Executive Order 14059. State Department will continue to protect Americans from dangerous narco-terrorists and deadly drugs base. All right, we got to get these people out of our country. And Marco is actually moving along, you know, by the dozen, by the hundred. He's picking them up at the scruff of their neck and throwing them out. And this is absolutely what needs to be done. Is it enough? Is it, correct amount of people? I personally would prefer if we just simply loaded them all into trebuchets and launched them away. You're not a citizen, you're not legal in the country, but I really like that Marco Rubio is actually going after the visas. I think this is actually massive. He's going after the people that actually are legal in the country, but, well, we don't actually like that you're in the country, so we're just going to revoke your visa. We revoked your visa, you're no longer legal in the country. We're going to get rid of you now. And I think this is base. Now, a leftist empath would tell you, I have empathy, so I really want rapists to rape as many people in our country as possible. That's because they have empathy. Now, I don't have retard empathy, so therefore I actually don't want to get raped by cartel members. Remember, the leftist position, they have so much empathy, they want everyone around them to get raped. But because they don't want to be xenophobic to the little brown person. Alright, so I think we have to understand the deal that's going on here. Now, to understand, Donald Trump posted this. Tulsi Gabbard exposing the deep state for trying to impeach Trump. And Trump actually posted this. This is huge, by the way.
Time to expose the truth to the American people about the deep state tactics that have been used time and time again, fundamentally to undermine the foundational principles of our republic, and in so many cases to undermine the decisions that the American people make when they cast their votes in our elections to decide who they want to lead our country. And so the documents that we released really pointed to the fact that the 2019 impeachment occurred because there were members of the intelligence community working directly with House Democrats, specifically Adam Schiff, who's on the House Intelligence Committee at the time, concocting this narrative, weaponizing the whistleblower process, lying and abusing their power, all to create this manufactured basis that Nancy Pelosi then used to drive this impeachment against Donald Trump in 2019. I'll hit the high points on these documents.
That is heavy treason, by the way, if true. All right? That means that based on bullshit, they were trying to take down a duly elected president of the United States. Now, to be clear, I always thought this was the case. I think we all knew that his impeachment was bullshit just because they hated Trump. That said, if we have actual evidence of it, these people are going to jail.
There are details and hundreds of pages of transcripts that we released in conjunction with House Intel Chairman Rick Crawford. But the bottom line is this. Number one, the whistleblower, so-called whistleblower who came forward, presented no evidence and no first-hand knowledge. This is a...
So that is actually kind of massive.
All right. In fact, it gets even massiver because they are saying now that arrests are actually coming. All right. I got the tabs kerfuffled, but as you can see, Cash Patel went on Fox News to say they're actually going after them and putting them in jail.
I lived through it, and the media came at me then too. That just shows you that when you're over the target, you keep pummeling the target because the media's going to try and pummel you. We are not going to take this and have not taken this laying down. We did already indict former Director Comey, and that's going through the judicial process. But we also, at this FBI, even though we uncovered what we uncovered back in the House Intel days, I had to come in here and find rooms that they hid from the world. I had to come in here and find access on our computer systems in restricted and prohibited case files that they purposely put in places for no one.
That's crazy, by the way. Right? That the top of the FBI was locked out of specific cases and shit is absolute insanity.
To see and find. We have found all this information. We are working with our Department of Justice partners, and I am never going to let this go because they not only have personally attacked the presidency of the United States and President Trump, but they tried to thwart our elections and rig the entire system. And that is not something that is going to stop on. That is not something I'm going to allow on my watch. But you just have to remember, they built this disease temple over 20 and 30 years. We've got all the inference. I can announce on your show that we've got all the information we need. We're working with our prosecutors at the Department of Justice and Attorney General Todd Blanche, and we are going to be making arrests. And
that's what I love to hear. All right, now he's guaranteeing it. Again, this guy was talking about Epstein file transparency, so I'm not exactly dancing the Irish jig right now. But the reality is, wake me when someone's in jail. I want to see powerful leftoids go to jail for treason. I think it would make you very happy. But no, you mean you're going to watch them go after their political opponents? Fuck yeah. Obviously. What are we fucking talking about here? These guys allegedly tried to steal the country. What are we talking about? Are you being serious? These guys tried to steal the fucking country, and destroy our democracy. All right, for whatever it is, as some sort of thing. They call it a democracy. Yeah, these people need to go to jail for sure. But it's the political opponents. Yeah, fuck yeah, jail, all of them. Yes, every single one.
And it's coming, and I promise you, it's coming soon.
Well, that's big. Really, really big. If true. Unfortunately, everything takes so long in this country because they're too busy giving money to Somalis or whatever the fuck. But dude, this is massive.
Well, Cash, hold on, because when you started this interview, you said, Maria, you and I have been working together for a long time, and this is exactly what you were referring to. You were on my show repeatedly talking about the Russia collusion story, and our audience wants to know why there's never any accountability.
Exactly.
But specifically, the question that I asked you was about election integrity and whether or not you had any information to verify what President Trump says all the time, which is the election was rigged.
And who knows? Anyway, I want to see people going to jail. He promises arrests are coming, and I guess time will tell. Now, 60 Christians were just killed in an attack in the northeastern Democratic Republic of the Congo. They were murdered by Muslims for the crime of refusing to convert to Islam. Any such cases? Very excited to hear what the Pope has to say about this. I'm including it in this video because unfortunately no one talks about it. Unfortunately, I don't know. Muslims killing Christians is like not news, I guess. So no one talks about it, so I include it in my videos whenever I can. However, a super important issue in this country is the gigantic psyop being perpetrated by Bolsheviks, all right, by leftoids, by communists, like these retards that go on Tucker Carlson's show and say, actually, socialism is a Christian ideology and capitalism is anti-Christian, all right, which is absolute horseshit if you read the Bible, which obviously these people don't. So anyway, this is a priest in a church asking the Lord to take Donald Trump.
That war is taking place, which is absolutely outrageous, not even. We pray for peace in the world. Pray for Donald Trump, the Lord will take it.
We pray for peace, and we pray for that the Donald Trump gets taken by the Lord. This is diabolical shit. I'm sorry, man. I think this is pretty evil. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm not here. I think that ultimately there's a woke priest problem and there's a woke Jew problem. I'm not trying to minimize it to one specific religion or anything. I think that there are infiltrations in almost every single one of our religious schools of thought to try their absolute best to psyop us from within to either completely and utterly disregard our faith or to convince us that our faith demands us to become libtard baby killers. But it's unbelievable watching this psyop take place. He asked the Lord to kill Donald Trump.
like saying this to hold this against any specific religion or group of people in specific religions, but this is evil shit. It really is. During Mass, the priest asked the Lord to take Donald Trump. The entire congregation started laughing at the Catholic's shameful behavior. In my opinion, this is unbelievable. I think manipulating your faith is like classic devil's handiwork, and we're seeing it literally everywhere to drive a massive wedge between people. And it's pretty diabolical. It's actually diabolical in the biblical way, the biblical sense. All right. Now things are actually happening in the country. 500 hospices shut down in LA. All right. So the citizen journalism is actually working.
We've already shut down 500 hospices in Los Angeles, and
I love how we don't ever hear this from like the media or like from our leftoid influencers that make believe they care about corruption, which they don't, obviously. All right. I saw, Moist Critical made 17 videos about the Trump phone. I didn't see a single video about this. This isn't even political. This isn't even political. It is bipartisan that we shouldn't want foreigners to come into our countries and rape us and defraud us. This should not be a political position.
Incidentally, we haven't had one call from Congress or anybody else about complaining because clearly these were fraudulent. A lot of these places, you'd say they'd have, were just invented addresses. They would obtain facial identification, or they would pay people. They were going and giving people in poor neighborhoods flat screen televisions, $600, and then they would enlist them enroll them in the hospice, and we were paying them $6,000.
Absolute insanity. And this was happening under our noses, and it only stopped because of citizen journalism, because we stood up and because we fought back. And I think the mostly young people in this generation are just fucking tired and done with it. We're done with the emotional blackmailing. We're done with the bullshit. We're done with the, we're not allowed to tell boys to be boys. Boys aren't allowed to be boys anymore. You have to castrate yourself. You have to not be competitive. If you're competitive, it means you're bad. Participation trophies for everybody. Male spaces, that's ridiculous. We're gonna make everyone fat and gay. Men being cool, that's insane. Marvel from this moment forward will not have a single cool male character, alright? Like, we are living in a society that hates us, that actively works against us all the time, that prioritizes every group in the country, whether it's a minority gender, which is retarded because obviously there's no such thing, or a minority sexual orientation, or a minority race, right, foreigner, over you. The entire system worked against us for our entire lives. Basically, we were handed this life where the system's been working against us, and we're tired of it. We're just tired of it. You can't call me xenophobic because I don't want Armenian fraudsters to be taking fraud through these hospices. And in fact, if you do call me xenophobic, I actually don't fucking care. My position is simple. Your boos mean nothing. I've seen what makes you cheer. And in fact, it's bad everywhere. All right, this is how the leftist policy rapes you. All right, 8 children are dead after a shooting in Louisiana. Victims range in age 18 months to 15 years. What a nightmare. So the second I saw this, I was sitting with my wife, and my wife told me, like, she saw this first. She showed me what happened. I'm like, oh, damn. It was probably a black guy. And she was like, that's racist. How could you say that? And I was like, well, it's simple. It doesn't say who killed the people. If it was a Muslim, he would have blown something up. If it was a transgender, he would have shot up a church. But just killing people in, like, individual houses, that's and it doesn't say who it is, that's a black guy. Which obviously is racist as fuck, except I was right. So obviously, heartbreaking stuff. Heartbreaking, it really is. It's a complete nightmare that this happened. But the reason why I bring this up is because apparently this dude was, he was on watch before. He was arrested before. Like, we had almost every single person that actually goes ahead and commits one of these atrocities was just, I don't know, some judge decided it would be better if this person was on the street, actually. It's insane. And if you actually look at the actual prison listings, all right, you will think that, wow, there's really a white crime problem in America. As you can see, all these people are identified as white in the prison index. Ortiz Antonio, Jose Manuel, Vasquez Diaz, Mejia or Eglain, Bautista Perez, Leopoldo. Classic white people, am I right? And it's honestly insane. And the entire system has worked against us, and we're just tired of this shit. Now, there's another way that the system works against us. And it's not just through crime, it's not just through migration or fraud, because I'm going to show you more migration shit in a bit. This is what California politicians do all day at work. This is California Senator Scott Wiener celebrating bullying a coffee shop into putting up pride flags.
Phil's just announced that the pride flags are going back into Phil's locations. This is a huge win for the community. It's amazing. And huge thanks to all of the Phil's baristas who advocated and who fought for our community. Thank you.
Right, so this is what these people do, all right? You work, you pay taxes, an exorbitant amount of taxes if you're in California. And the taxes go to the government sometimes it goes to Somalia. But when it does go to the government, it goes to gay dipshits that really want to introduce children to sodomy. You know, I feel like if you're a kid and you're going to a coffee shop, you have to think about men's penises penetrating other men. Otherwise, how could you even enjoy your coffee? Right? And here's the thing that never happens. Canadian LGBT activist, founder of the Innisfil Pride, had appeared on court and charged with sex trafficking. So weird that this happened. So weird. Jake Tucker, who had a baby he obtained through surrogacy with his husband, is also facing sexual assault charges. Now, this is a thing that unfortunately happens way too much. This video was going giga viral. Just look at how leftist policies rape you, man. It's heartbreaking. All right, so this is a baby that was adopted, or through surrogacy or whatever, by two gay dads. All right, and the dad asks the baby, choose which dad you want.
Who do you want, Dada or Pop?
Dada or Pop? These are the options. And the baby says, Mama. Because, I mean, obviously.
No, Mama. Do you want Dada or Pop? Who do you want, Dada or Pop?
Try it again.
Nope.
No, Mama. And they laugh at the baby.
Do you want Dada? You want Pop? No way, Jose. I think. Oh, there is no Mama. I'm so sorry. You have Dada and Pop.
This is just heartbreaking. Like, the first time I watched this, I almost cried. Not even gonna lie. This is actually heartbreaking.
Two choices. No Mama. No. No Mama. Dada or Pop? No.
It's just actually heartbreaking. It's actually fucking heartbreaking. It's unbelievable. You know, I have an old joke. I have an old joke that I used to tell and I got canceled for. So I'm gonna say it again because getting canceled just means you're onto something these days. Yeah, back when America abolished slavery, they started forbidding the purchasing of humans unless you're a homosexual. That was the joke. That was the joke. Is it funny? Anyway, so apparently this gay couple has an entire series of TikToks or Instagram posts or whatever the fuck about how their baby is homophobic because their baby wants their mom.
You're such a happy boy. Yeah, you are. Yeah, because you have a brother. Yeah, and you have a sister. Yeah, and you have two puppies. And two dads. Oh. You're such.
Ha ha ha, baby doesn't look super happy to be having two dads. Homophobic baby. Ha ha. It's honestly insane shit. It really is. Now, I'll get to my take in just a minute. But there is a really scary trend that you'll start noticing. And I get people calling me homophobic all the time because I believe that sodomy is actually a sin and an abomination against God. Oops. Anyway, another baby raped by a gay couple to death. This is Preston Davey, 13-month-old, placed with a gay couple for adoption in Blackpool. One former teacher. 3 months later, he was dead. Anyway, this is a thing that you'll notice happens a lot if you pay attention, but this is one of those things that you're not allowed to notice because obviously it's homophobic. Gay male couples adopt boys at massively higher rates, 81.8% boys in one study versus 50% for heterosexual couples. That's right. You would think that it should be 50%. Right? Just by chance. Parents that are adopting a child, you'd think that it should be 50% male, 50% female, but suspiciously, gay couples, gay men, adopt 81.8% male children. Pretty weird, isn't it? So Richard Hanania, who is a libtard YouTuber, right? This is a left-wing YouTuber, pro-gay marriage. Is it true gay couples adopt boys at a very high rate at Grok? Well, this sounds homophobic. And then Grok comes in with the fucking nuke. Yes. A 2021 UK longitudinal study of 111 adoptive families over here, etc., found gay father families had an 81.8% boys versus 53% in heterosexual families and 40% in lesbian mother families. The difference is statistically significant. This matches the skew cited and appears driven by adoptive parent preferences and placement outcomes. Yeah, just adoptive parent preferences. Did you get the answer you were expecting? What will you do with that information? Well, the answer is probably nothing, because you can't ever convince leftists to change their opinions on anything, because their opinions are not reliant on facts. Their opinions are reliant on whatever fits the narrative. And again, I don't hate Richard Hanania. I don't know this guy at all. I just know that this is a liberal dude that's like, what? That statistic seems fake. At Grok, is it true? And then Grok's like, yeah, it's obviously fucking true. Now, if you could look here, this is clearly another gay couple going to adopt another boy as we... Okay, that was a joke. More on that later. Anyway, I wanted to show you this Asmongold clip because I find it very interesting because Asmongold is pro-gay marriage. All right, Asmongold is pro-gay marriage and gay adoption in well, he was until he saw this video. And I think this is really interesting because I'm going to let you know my opinions on the matter, which are a lot more radical than almost anyone you probably ever heard.
Two gay men in Nashville are sparking nationwide outrage after recording themselves mocking the baby they had via surrogacy as it cries for its mother. What?
Who do you want, Dada or Pop? No, Mama. Do you want Dada or Pop? Nope. You want Dada?
This crazy, the baby is homophobic, man. Hopefully they can send it back. Is that possible? There's a homophobic baby, that's fucked up, man.
No way, Jose. There's no Mama. So sorry. You have Dada and you have Pop. Two choices. No Mama.
Jesus.
No Mama.
Look at that, dude. So, again, Asmongold, pro-gay marriage, by the way. All right, this is his reaction. The truth is, this is every normal human being's reaction. This probably is. And a lot of people, I mean, obviously, people, the libtards on Twitter are like, oh, it's just a baby cry. Babies cry. There's nothing to see here. What's wrong? You're homophobic. There's no reason why gay couples should be able to adopt a baby.
Fucking hip is
So
bothering me.
I'm going to hit you with an actual truth nuke. All right? So, obviously, according to my faith and according to God, the act of sodomy is a sin. It is an abomination against God. Marriage inherently is a religious concept and a bond between a man, a woman, and God. Anything that is not that is not marriage. So gay marriage, it's not only do I think that there shouldn't be such a thing as gay marriage, I mean it inherently is not marriage. Marriage is inherently religious. Otherwise, you could just have two people living together. And if you want to have specific tax benefits or whatever joint bank accounts, you could sign a contract. All right, it has nothing to do with marriage. But I'll hit you with some logic for y'all, because I think that everything needs to be grounded in logic as well. Maybe not for your own lifestyle, but when it comes to actually trying to discuss this and to touch other people's minds. The healthiest family is a child who grows up with a mom and a dad, a male father figure and a female mother figure in their life. This is the healthiest way to raise a child. This child won't be getting that. This child doesn't have a mother. I think that when it comes to adoption, you should literally only be letting heterosexual couples, married couples, be able to adopt a child.
Alright, I'm gonna log out. I'm getting tired. My head's hurting. My hip's hurting. I'm gonna soak in the tub, and I will be back on tomorrow morning.
This homosexual shit. I feel like the video
You guys have a wonderful evening.
emotional response from everyone that sees it, because everyone knows